Hello everyone and welcome back again to my YouTube video. I'm sorry it took a long time to get to this stage, but due to some uncertainties, I have to be away for some few days or weeks. So in this video, we are going to be designing what you're seeing here on your screen, the image on the right hand side. I mean this guy here. Where's my mouse? Yeah, okay, this guy here. So we are going to be designing the image you see on the white column. So the end product of this on Kivy is something that you are going to, yeah, this is the end product. This is how it looks like on Kivy, what I just designed. So we're going to be making exactly this design here. And then you will now figure out how things work. There are new features that I added also. As you can see, this button here, it is an expandable button. If you click it, it's going to expand, just like what you will see. It looks somewhat like this, but if you click it, it's going to expand, something like that. Yeah. So um, also, I created a new recycle view. It's kind of like inheriting. It is subclassing the main recycle view of Kivy. So I added swiping method. You can create something like TikTok swipes. Yeah, it doesn't exist on Kivy, so I created mine. It is on the component folder. Remember, I'm not going to be explaining any of that. If you want to figure it out, go check out the code. I'll still create a separate course where I'll be explaining about design mechanisms and so on and so forth. So it has swipe up and swipe down. And now when you scroll up, this button right here is going to disappear. When you scroll down, it is going to appear, something like that. So let's go right into the code and see, let's see for ourselves. So here, I'm not going to be actually writing any code. The code has been pre-written. All I'm going to do is just to explain what is going on each level. But before explaining that, let me run this code and show you how things will look like. Yeah. So basically, you'll notice that I am on Windows. So one of the uncertainties that happened is that my Linux hard disk crashed. So yeah, your condolences for my hard disk is needed. Though I didn't lost all five, there are some still remaining files that are recoverable. So yeah. Now what I'm going to do is just to click the sign up button, sign in. Yeah, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. This is the screen. Now, if I should notice something, let me rerun this code again. Notice something. Clearly, you won't see any button here, right? Now, when I click this, notice how it popped up from below and wobbled. So it is a button. I created it in the button section. I will still discuss how it functions, but I'm not going to tell you how I created it. If you want to know how, move over to the components folder and see for yourself. So if I should expand this a little bit, yeah. So the images are kind of like attached to the size of the window. Like if I should expand, notice that the image expands with it, right? Yeah. Should move this way, it moves with it. It doesn't stay static in one place. We're still going to talk about that too. And now if I should scroll up, this button below disappears. If I should scroll down, it appears. Click on it, boom, you see that beautiful stuff down there. And now the crazy part is when you scroll up, it's kind of like slaps him back and closes out. Now, before we talk anything concerning the code, I would like to point out a few things. When you're using the Kivy MD MVC pattern and you're using responsive layouts, remember when we are creating our project with the pip install, blah blah blah, then we'll say kvmd.create project, something like that, and then set our responsive layout. Now, the problem comes in when when responsive layouts have the same name all over all over all screens. Let me show you what I mean. Say, for example, when you go to the view folder right now, let's say I want to manipulate the art screen, right? I'll go to the components. Let's say I'm dealing with the desktop or mobile or tablet platform. Let's focus our attention on mobile screen. Now, if you go to this mobile screen, you see that this has a name, mobile screen view, right? Look at the KV file. The KV file is also the class name is mobile screen view. Now, there's a problem. There's a problem. The problem arises when I go to collection screen. I want to work on the same thing. Now, where's my collection? I want to work on collection screen, components, platform, mobile. Notice it has the same name too, mobile screen view. Now, Kivy becomes confused, not on the Python level. It doesn't care about the Python level. It cares about the KV level, because when it is building and loading the KV file, it gets confused on what mobile screen view to assign to add screen. Assuming the collection screen mobile screen view loaded first, right? The KV file of the collection screen mobile screen view loaded first. It is going to take that and assign it to that of add screen. So you might kind of like say, okay, hey, app dot screen dot current equals collection screen. You'll still be seeing what you're seeing on the add screen, which doesn't make sense. So to resolve that, you kind of like have to do things manually. Though I've reported the issue to KVMD on GitHub. So to do that, to kind of like fix it, there is something that I did. If you look closely, this is the login screen view. Yeah. So I'm on the mobile screen view. Notice what I did here. I prepended or I prefixed the name with login. So if you're on art, prefix that mobile screen view with art and make sure wherever mobile screen view or art screen view class is being used that you change it all over the places. But one thing I love about PyCharm is that it allows you to kind of like refactor from one place, it changes all over the place the code is being used. For example, you can right click or you press Shift F6 and go to refactor, rename. Now, once you rename this, everything or everywhere this code is imported in your project is going to be renamed. So long as it's answering login mobile screen view and you change it to something like desktop login mobile screen view, it's going to change all over the place. So we don't need that because yeah, just disappear. Yeah, because I've already done mine, right? So that's it. With that out of the way, let's get back to what we were saying. Okay. Now I'm going to go to my main.py. The main.py houses something important to me. Now, you will notice a few changes here. Replace KVMD icon. Yeah, you don't really need to know what this is doing or what is actually, this is my stuff, right? So, but to explain, this actually replaces the original KVMD TTF icons, right? To the icon of my choosing, the icon that I inserted on my assets. If you check the folder, yeah, I replaced it with this so that I don't have to kind of like start tweaking the code to kind of like start assigning this icon.ttf on the font name. It's kind of like weird. I want to change everything at once. I hate just doing things manually. I hate it. So this just boom changes it. Now register factory, register factory. So outside that, there are a few things patches did on my lips folder. I'm sorry if I'm jumping around, but you need to understand everything that I did so that you will get on a higher level with me. When I start coding, everything will become easier. Now, when you go to patches, these patches, everything that I created here, you don't need to know what it is doing. It's going to get scary at first to you. If you don't understand object-oriented programming, object-oriented programming, forget about knowing what this is doing. Just import it, do as I do. But if you understand, just read it out yourself. I'm going to be explaining this in another section, a whole new section of object oriented programming that is going to help you develop your skills in Kivy. So, patches done. But make sure you import whatever I did here, copy and paste. Just do copy and paste. All right. Now, when we go back to our main.py, if you go back to our main.py, look at the onStart method. Yeah, the onStart method is quite impressive. Look at what I did here. Remember the button you saw? Let me pull it up again. This button here. Yeah, that's the button. So for you to be able to use this button, there are a few things you need to do. You import this win. This win is imported from, look, let me just highlight it again, from components.button.button. You see that? Yeah, this. If you go to this file, oh, okay, it can't go to that file, but it is on that file. It is on the component folder. So the button contains this win. It's kind of like the win means window, but not the Kivy window. So what this win is doing is that it adds that widget that you are seeing to the window. It is not adding it to the screen itself, the MD screen, the home screen. It is not adding into it. It is adding it to the Kivy window. Yeah, the main Kivy window. So this create BNB means create bottom navigation button. Yeah, BNB, that's what it stands for. Now, it is going to create the button for you. It is not going to create and display, just going to create it and keep it. Then whenever you need it, you have to push it. If you don't need it again, you have to pop it. Now we'll still get to what pushing and popping means. Now, you're going to declare your icons. What kind of icons do you want? I want a house. I want an image icon. Remember all the whole icons that you saw when you expanded it? Yeah, these are what you're going to put on the icons, right? Then I want a briefcase. I want a user icon. Now, if I have not clicked that button, what icon do I want to be displayed? I want a squares 4. Remember, this icons is not in the KeyVMD icon. It is on the TTF icon on my asset folder. Please be guided. Yeah, if you're not guided, you will miss out entirely. So the project is getting more advanced and it's going to confuse you to an extent. Please, if you have any question, drop it on the comment section. I'll try my best to answer all. Yeah. Don't ask me any question concerning builders and Android and P4A. I won't deal with that. Not at this moment until we get to that. So for now, the forget the print you are seeing here. It doesn't mean anything. So icon is kind of like the initial icon you're going to be seeing when it is not selected, right? Now, when it is selected, what you're going to see is the icon variant. Once you select it, it's going to display the icon variant. That is, if you press the home button, instead of seeing a line of home, you see a tick home. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you. So just sign in, and if I should click this, instead of seeing that slick image, you see a tick image. If I should click on home, so seeing the slick thin lines, you see the tick home, right? Yeah, something like that. Okay, let me now close this out again. I might need it. Now, active. Whichever button you need to be active, please set only the active button, active value on it. Don't set active on any of these. If you want any of these to be active, then set only one of each. Yeah, don't say I didn't warn you if you try to set all of them to be active. It's your own business, not mine. All right. So with this out of the way, there is a reason I created it on the start method. Um, for it to be ready so that I don't have to worry about creating it again later on. Let it just be here. Whenever I need it, I can call it from anywhere I want. Just all you need is to re-import that Win um, module or Win class again, and then yeah, do whatever you want to do. This create button is not a function. It is a method. This Win is a class, as you can see there, class. So where is my mobile. I'm looking for my KV. Okay. This is still PyCharm. As you can notice, the latest updated interface. Just download the latest version and yeah. So we have the orientation and the spacing. No padding. Yeah, no padding. The other one confused me. No padding. The padding is implemented on each widget. So this MD box layout, this second MD box layout here, houses the artist and the icon, the arrow right button. Remember what I'm using, as you can see, you are seeing arrow right minus L, right? Not just arrow right. Be guided. I'm not using QVMD icon. Please, I repeat again. Don't say that I did this and it failed to work. Watch the video again from the beginning to hear what I said. Yeah. So, um, this is a from here to here is an MD box layout. It's an adaptive height, and it is on a horizontal plane. This artist is an MD label. This is an icon. Yeah, it's an icon button that I created, right? It is on the component folder. Mhm. You know, if you use the MD icon button, the size is kind of like 50 dp, close to 50. I think it's 48. It's just roughly 50 dp. You don't want that. It's too large, and if it's too large, we don't get to see what we want. So I have to create my own icon button, something like that. So font size 18 sp. I don't need to be explaining the font size to you. You should already know that, right? Font size to increase the font size. So notice that the post hint is centered. Yeah, is on the center. If you don't put that post hint, it's going to kind of like bring your text a little bit down and make it not to align with this icon button. Yeah, it's just going to be roughly, I don't know. It's going to be like the icon button is higher than the label itself. So that out of the way, we don't, you don't need to. I mean, you need to put this. If not, you have your stuff messed up. So remember, it is only the size hint Y. I mean, the center Y of the post hint that you can set on a box layout with with a horizontal orientation. Now, the next one is the recycle view. Now, this recycle view houses the artist. If you look at the original image that we are copying from, though I didn't make mine to be circle, yeah, I made it to be square, which I think I love this circle. I'm going to make it circle. God, I'm loving this circle anyway. So, if you look, this this is a scroll view containing a whole lot of artists. We don't know how many of them can be there. So we can include all or we can include few and then click and use see more to view all. I think that is what this button is for. You can use it to see more. Though I would think more about that to see how we can implement that. But for now, use recycle view. When I change my mind, I will tell you. All right. So it is going to house this. And now we set the key view class to VC, not the view class. Key view class allows us to use multiple widgets in our recycle view. If you have used the recycle view before, you'll notice that if you use view class, you only use one type of widget on your recycle view. But what if that is not what you want? You want to use any kind of widget on your recycle view. Well, for you to do that, you have key view class. So do scroll y is equals to false because we're only working on horizontal level. Though it is not necessary that you put do scroll y to false, but I think I just need to put that there just in case. And then I have size hint y, set it to none because I want to set the height of, I want to make the height of the recycle view to be 48 dp. So after the computer or your mobile phone calculates all of this, it's going to end up at maximum 50 dp. Maximum 50 dp. But I think for now it is going to end up with 48 dp. Forget about the mass, do what I did there. If you if you want to know about the mass, you go straight to your math class. A lot of math has been done on the recycle view. We're going to touch down there. Well, let's keep going. Then we have bar width. We set it to 0. We don't need the bar width. We don't need the bar to be appearing just like we have here. No bars. We hit the bars. Yeah. So yeah, the bar should be gone. Now, recycle box layout. We are not using grid layouts because we are not placing it on a grid method, right? We are just aligning stuff on a straight line. We have to use the box layout, and its orientation by default um is what is horizontal. So you set the size hint x to none, right? The width, self the minimum width. Please mark this in your forehead. If you don't put self the minimum width there, your thing is not going to scroll. Yeah, your widgets are not going to scroll. Spacing should be 10 dp. Spacing between the widgets inside of the recycle view. Let me show you. Spacing between this widget and this widget and this widget. Notice that this widget is different from this widget. We'll still talk about that, though I've already mentioned it on the key view class. We'll still discuss more on that. Now, padding 20 dp, around, not around, only the left panel. Yeah, the extreme left panel should be 20 dp. We needed the space here. Yeah, so that it will join its fellow brothers. But here we need it to extend to the outside because the original, yeah, original extends outside of it. So that's why we set everything to 0. I hope you're learning. Now the font size hint should be none, and it should be the x value should be none, the y value should be 1. Then the font size, the x value should be 48 dp. That is the size of the widget inside. Yeah, the size, the height of the widget. No, the width of the widget, because we're only working with the width of the widget. We already know the height is going to be the same as the widget because here we've already set the size of the recycle view to be this height. What makes you think that the height of the widgets inside of the recycle box layouts won't be the same as the recycle view? They are going to be the same because it's going to expand itself to the maximum height of the recycle view if we wanted to, and that's what we did there. And then we have 0 for the height here. The 0 is not necessary because we already have 1 here, which means, hey, occupy the whole space. Yeah. So the next thing we are going to be dabbling on is the uh yeah, I shouldn't be explaining this one, or maybe I should. So this box layout contains both the art label and the real recycle. I call this a real recycle view. This recycle view gives me a lot of joy because, oh my god, I didn't sleep for nights implementing this, and it's kind of like delayed my last YouTube post. Yeah, so I'm talking about this art and this magnifying glass here. So this is the widget there. You should already know how this is working out. I won't explain that because the first one I explained should cover this up. Now let's head over to this baby down here. I love this baby so much that I want to kiss it all night. Yeah. So we have a view class called image card. This real recycle view has some things. It has new things. Swipe direction. Yeah. Swipe direction should be vertical, right? It has other cool features. Let me open this up and try to remember the I can't remember most things that I created. Jesus Christ. Okay. Um recycle. Oh, okay. It should be inside of Strovio, I guess. Yeah. So yeah. It has do swipe. Do swipe is when you want to do the TikTok swipe or your YouTube short or what is it called? Facebook Reels. You could use this real recycle view to create that. Yep. Uh, I'm not going to do a tutorial on that. You will figure it out yourself. So do swipe. If you set it to true, then it means whenever you scroll, it's not going to scroll as usual. It's going to swipe. Yeah. Move to the next. Now, swipe direction is whether it's going to be horizontal or vertical. Let's say, assuming you're watching images and you want to swipe from left to right or something like that, then you set it to horizontal. By default, it is horizontal. Uh, then if XCLS, I don't know, you can avoid that. Then the most interesting part is these functions. On real scroll stop. I mean, on a normal, you can't detect when your scrolling has stopped. Though has Kivy implemented on scroll stop, right? On for their recycle view or scroll view, they implemented that, but it actually does not implement the real on on scroll stop. That is, if you scroll, when the scrolling finish scrolling, it's kind of like dispatches. It doesn't do that. It only dispatches when your finger is removed from the screen. Once you swipe up and your finger is up, it is going to dispatch on scroll stop. But it has not finished scrolling. You need to finish scrolling before you can kind of like dispatch it. So Kivy did not implement that. So I have to take the time to implement that. Then on real scroll start, on a normal, once you touch the screen, your on scroll start is started already. But you don't want that. You want when you swipe. Yeah. When you swipe, when you scroll, your finger has just moved on the screen. It's going to dispatch on real scroll start. So I think it's almost the same thing as the on scroll move, but not so closely. Then on swipe up, on swipe down, on swipe left, these are your TikTok swipes. Yeah. Though it is still available even if you did not set do swipe. Yeah, it is still available in case you need to know when someone is swiping up or swiping down on the screen to dispatch some things, just as we did to dispatch to open up the button and close the button. Then on over scroll. So if you want to refresh your screen, you can listen for this on overscroll. Then you can check whether it is overscroll or on overscroll down or on overscroll up, depending on what you want to do. So all these things are available to you. So moving down, you will see. No, I don't want to discuss about it. Uh, there's a lot of codes inside of it and a lot of mathematical terms, which I wouldn't want to waste my time on. Yeah, because it would be a waste of time doing that right now on this video. Now, when we have on swipe up, when we are going to first of all, swipe direction is going to be vertical because we are going up and down, right? Bar width 0. On swipe up, when we swipe up, right? Remember what we're doing here. If we are going up, that thing disappears. If we are going down, it appears. So what is happening is that I've already coded it for you. You don't need to worry about, hey, how do I close this, or how do I just call win.pop bnb. Just call it. Everything is for you. Everything is already there for you on the component. Call it and boom, you're done. Then if you're swiping down, win.push bnb. Swipe up, go. Swipe down, notice the wobble. Yeah, like boom, something like that. Yeah. So, and we're almost coming to an end of this tutorial. I guess this is the fastest way I have ever described something without writing code. Yeah, I think I love it this way. I write code first and then discuss it later in the video. So if you don't like it this way, let me know. If you also like it this way, let me also know. Now I use recycle grid layout here, not box layout, because we're going to arrange it in twos. Colors should be 2, size hint y should be none, height self the minimum height. If you don't set this self the minimum height, it's not going to scroll. Take it or leave it. So now here's the tricky part. We don't care about the width. The width should just take whatever space it has. Any space that it can contain, let it take it. The height is more important to us. What we did at the height is that we kind of like stated that the height six should be the height of the recycle view minus 60%, 60% of the view. So 0.6 times the height is 16% of the height. So it means from here to here, let it take the 60%. Now the 60% is from here to here, though although there are patterns inside. So yeah, and the patterns are created inside of this image card. If you want to see that, you have to head over to the components folder. I've mentioned the components folder a lot. There's a whole lot going on there. My bad, I forgot to push the components folder. I forgot to make an update on the GitHub repo. I'm going to be doing that tonight. I won't forget that. So guys, thank you for listening all through. And I think here we close the curtain. So let me just show you the app one more time. Oh my god, I'm just loving this. How about you? Don't you love this? Don't you feel like using it all night? Click on that AliExpress. Oh, I feel like a baby. I put in a whole lot of work into this. That is why I'm so I can like remove my eyes from it. Like the glory of this. Jeez, it feels so good. All right, guys. See you on my next video.